Alright, this is demo video 5. We're going to talk in this one about hit points and how we add hit points to your Sibelius movie. So what you need to do is have your Sibelius file open, have the movie here, and spend some time thinking about where you want to add a hit point. Keeping in mind, what is a hit point? A hit point is an important part in the visual aspect of the movie. Okay, and that's pretty much all it is. It is an important moment in the visual aspect of the movie. So you need to pick at least 5 important moments in the visual aspect. Have you added at least 5 hit points? That's one of the task requirements. Okay, so I'm going to show you where my first hit point is that I would like to do something special with in this music. Just to elaborate on that, once you've decided where those 5 visual parts are in your movie that you like, you're going to try to do something musically at those 5 points that helps to highlight what is happening visually. So what I do is I go back to the start of my movie and I hit play until I reach the point where one of my hit points is. And my first hit point is where the ship first appears, so it is there. Okay? Now, what you want to do then is you want to make sure that you put it exactly where this spot is. How do we make it exactly at the right spot? I'll show you a little trick. Go up here to View, and in View, over here there are a bunch of things called panels. Alright? Bring up your thing called your Transport panel. Your Transport panel is like a copy of your Playback panel, this Transport panel over here. Okay? And it just makes it a little bit easier to work with because this slidey line here is your playback line. And that playback line you can set very, much more finely than if you just try to keep on hitting play and then stop and then play and then stop. So I'm going to keep on doing it until I literally get to the frame exactly where the boat first appears. Still hasn't appeared. Okay, I'm just slowly dragging it across until I first see a boat. There we go. Alright, and that's where I want my first hit point. Okay, so what I do now then is I go create hit point. As soon as I do create hit point, it comes up here. Alright, now what we want to do with our hit points though is we want to label them so they don't just say hit 1. Hit 1, what does that tell me? I mean, it doesn't really tell me that much. You've only got 5 hit points to work with, so you'll probably know your hit points quite well. It's easy to remember them, but trust me, imagine if you're working on a big score that had hundreds of hit points, it'd be very easy to lose track of which hit point is which. So I just want to show you this really cool little feature. Go to your Play tab, come across here to hit point, and hit this the downward part. Don't just hit the top part up here, but the bottom part of the button, and then go down to edit hit points. Now it brings up this little window, and in this window you can see there is my first hit point. It occurs at 10.3 seconds. It's on 6 bars, 1 beat, and 72 hundredths of a beat. Okay? And at the moment, it's simply called hit 1. Alright? What I want to do is, I double click on where it says hit 1. Then I rename it boat appears. Then I hit enter and make sure it still stays as boat appears. Sometimes if you type in, you know, hit 1 and you just click off, oh no, it does change it, yeah. Sometimes, you know, it doesn't always save the change for you. So just make sure when you do click away from it or you do hit enter that it actually does change the name to boat appears, okay? You don't have to worry about new or anything like this, but this is a good place. This is where you would delete them. So you could also select one, delete it, or you could delete all of them. Shift all, you don't have to really worry about for the moment. What do you want to display it as? Yeah, I would recommend maybe for the moment leave it on all three, and then hit OK, and sure enough, magically your hit point will rename itself in your actual score. Okay, and that's how we add hit points. You need to go through now your video and find 5 of these places where you think something important happens and add hit points to each of those 5 places and rename them the way I just renamed it then.